Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode in our Rise the Moors series. Now generally it's been quite a productive month since the last episode. We've had a few good results in the league as well as progression in the domestic cups. So let's take a look at the highlights of those games now. So after the victory over Macclesfield, which we showed in the last episode, we had a really tough away trip to Crawley. Now Crawley are one of the stronger teams in the division, but they seem to have faded away ever so slightly in the last few months. We obviously beat them quite comfortably actually in the opening game of the season, but nevertheless it was always going to be a tough fixture for us. Now this game turned out to be a very closely contested affair, and it was a really good battle between the two teams. Not too many chances for either team. Again, a lot of the game played through the middle of the park, and we came away managing to pick up a point, which I think is a really good result for us here. Charlie Cooper with the player of the match, he got an assist in the game, and he set up Nico Hamalainen, who scored the equaliser in the 83rd minute. So the two games against Crawley this season, we've got 4 points out of them, and I think that's a fantastic return. And our affinity to the FA Cup and our luck in the draw continued as we got drawn against Curzon Ashton, who were relegated from the Vanarama North League in the season where we got promoted. Now they were a decent team and it was a good contest in the first half, quite a quiet game, but after the break it was a very comfortable fixture for us. There was another ridiculous cross-shot goal from one of our fullbacks in this game, and the second goal came from Kieran Bywater to seal the tie. Player of the match for Zvetan Filipov in this fixture, who's been particularly good of late. And following the FA Cup second round game, we had another phenomenal performance from the Moors this time away at Eastleigh. And we picked up probably our victory of the season, I'd say. Eastleigh are a brilliant team, and we managed to grab a 1-0 away win here. It was a fantastic battle against pre-season favourites Eastleigh that ultimately was settled by an early goal. That came from Rowan Liebert in the 6th minute, and it was a really good passage of passing play that opened up the Eastleigh defence for that goal. We had other good opportunities, and overall it was a really solid performance from the Moors, and player of the match for Keenan Quansah in that game, who got the assist. And we also got drawn against a lower ranked team in the FA Trophy this time, where we played Hednesford, who we haven't played since last season. Now, this was a Vanarama National North team who gave us a few problems last season, but in this fixture we came out with a good solid 2-0 win. Yes, we allowed Hednesford a few opportunities and a few shots at our goal, but overall we controlled the game, and it was Kieran Bywater who picked up a brace and player of the match, and it was also a quality opening goal from him in the 20th minute. And following the Hednesford game, we hosted Bromley. It was another comfortable but also quite a quiet game from us. 7 shots on target for us in this game. We didn't take the chances that were created for ourselves here, and it was another game where we had to go onto a more of an attacking approach in the latter stages to secure the victory. And it was a good goal from Zvetan Filipov was the difference between the two teams here, and he picked up player of the match because of that. But we also lost Ben Glasgow to injury in this fixture, and that's caused us a bit of a headache, and I'll show you why now. So Ben Glasgow, he picked up a facial injury. He's going to be out for 2 weeks. But we've also lost Scott Tancock. He's out with flu and probably only for a few days. But that's caused us a bit of a headache going into today's game versus Lincoln. And the reason for that is Keenan Quansah's loan deal came to an end, and I didn't renew it. The reason I didn't renew it is because I am looking at a few other defenders who I may bring in during the January transfer window. And whilst our defensive record has been okay, I still think we're looking quite vulnerable at the back. And because of that, I'm looking to improve our defensive options by bringing in a different defender in on loan. But that's caused us a bit of an issue going into today's fixture, and we're now desperately short at the back. And because of our victory over Curzon Ashton in the FA Cup second round, we were in the draw for the 3rd round, and we've secured another huge fixture for ourselves. We're going to be playing Champions of England Chelsea. I'm hoping for a bumper crowd and hopefully a lot of TV revenue coming from that fixture, because my God, we need it. Again, we've dropped down into the red, so we need some revenue from somewhere, and I'm hoping that fixture will be our answer. But also, we've been quite lucky in the draw for the FA Trophy as well, playing non-league Rushall. So that again is another fantastic opportunity for us to have a bit of a run in that competition. And I think I'm going to be treating the FA Trophy quite seriously in the second half of the season, and hopefully we can do quite well in that competition. So the draw away at Crawley and the victory over Eastleigh has left us 9 points clear at the top. In the period since the last episode, it's only Tranmere who haven't dropped points. So again, a little bit of inconsistent form for many of our championship rivals. So a quick look at the squad then. Leading goal scorer for the season is Kieran Bywater, who's been particularly impressive during the last few games. He's on 12 goals, 8 of which in the league. Rowan Liebert's on 11, all of which have come in the league. And another decent contribution coming from Nico Hamalainen, as well as John Paul Pittman. Assists, turning into the same story as last year. Ben Glasgow's got 9 assists for us, and another good contribution coming from many of the midfielders, Bywater, Filipov, as well as Pittman and Fifield, all on 4 assists so far. So I hope we're not going to miss Ben Glasgow too much in the next couple of weeks. And because of his quality performances, Ben Glasgow's got 6 man of the match appearances for us so far, and then a whole cluster of players on 2 or 3 player of the match awards. Pass completion rate, Jack Haddon and Zvetan Filipov both on 85%, and highest average rating, 7.76 now for Ben Glasgow, so he's our standout performer. But Bywater and Cooper, as well as Ollie Lee, all around 7.3, 7.4. So today's our Boxing Day fixture. It's Solihull Moors hosting the Imps, so 1st versus 19th. I don't foresee many problems for any of our other rivals in the round of fixtures today, so this is a game that we have to win really. They're a tough opponent for us early in the season, so I don't think this is going to be straightforward, even though they are 19th and have faded away quite considerably in the second quarter of the season. So we're in decent form, got 4 wins on the bounce, 2 in the league, 2 in the cups. We've only lost 2 all season in the league, and because of those injuries, this is the reorganised team that we're setting out with today. So I'm dropping one of our central midfielders back to more of a defensive midfield role, just to give us a little bit more cover in defence, because essentially we're playing backup players as well as players out of position. So Luke Simpson in goal, Noah Chesmain, he's out on the left. We're playing our youngster Bradley Lewis and our loanee Conor O'Grady at centre back, and Jamal Fifield is going to be playing out of position on the right fullback role. So Jack Haddon, like we said, he's going to be sitting in front of the 4 at the back. He's playing a defensive midfield role. Filipov and Thano in the central midfield. Nico Hammerlane and Kieran Bywater, they're playing on the flanks, Bywater as the inside forward, and then Rowan Liebert up top. And on the bench, Charlie Cooper, Anthony Barry to come on in the midfield, Kinsella can come on at the flanks, John Paul Pittman is our alternate striker, and David Roberts, another youth prospect and another defender. So we're favourites for this tie. Lincoln have got to be careful, they need to be starting to pick up some points from somewhere because they're going to be drawn into a relegation battle if they're not too careful. They're setting up 4-4-2, and in fairness, they had a bit about them last time we met them, and that was away at Sincil Bank. They do have some decent players in their ranks, and we are threatened because of those injuries to us in defence. So we're going to stick tight to their top 2. We're also going to be closing down many of their wingers. We're also going to give our players a bit of encouragement today, and a bit of faith into our defence. So the Moors to start the game here, at home to Lincoln. We should have enough to see off the threat of Lincoln. I'd like to think so, especially at this stage of the campaign where we are top. But quite a quiet opening spell. No real chances for either team just yet. It's Filipov in the central midfield. Thano now plays it forward to Bywater, lays it off to Liebert. Rowan Liebert holds off his defender, Bywater. He finds a good cross. Liebert, oh what a goal, what a header. That was a decent cross from Bywater and a good header from quite a long way out by Rowan Liebert. What a header. In off the post as well. We're not going to see many better headers than that this season. It's 1-0 to the Moors now. Corner to Lincoln. Spread to the edge of the area. Oh, what an effort. Danny Burns securing the equaliser. That was a good effort from long range. We just didn't pick that free man up at all. Took on the half volley. Luke Simpson's got no chance there. Not a fantastic way to equalise for us at least. Liebert plays it forward to Bywater, in off the post again. What wonderful placement. Kieran Bywater, he's been fantastic form for us in the last few games. So from the corner, Liebert picks it up, finds the free man, and on the turn, Bywater places it right in the corner. So it's a goal and an assist for both Bywater and Liebert. It's a shame to have conceded in the manner we did, but just a freak goal, you're not going to pick those out. Going to give them a bit of encouragement, especially into our midfielders. I don't think we've controlled the game as much as we should have, and we haven't created too many other chances for ourselves either. So we're going to start the second half, we're going to stay on the standard mentality, but we may have to drop to counter at some point. So it's Lincoln to start, and they've worked the ball down the flank. Muldoon gets a crossing which is blocked, and it's another corner. Powell whips it in. It's cleared as far as Andrews finds the set piece taker. Powell spreads it. Oh, it was a good header away there. But Lincoln still with it. They still have men forward, and that's thankfully the end of that highlight. So 67% pass completion. Again, it hasn't been fantastic the last few outings, I have to be honest. I haven't changed anything in the tactics either, but it's Rowan Liebert making his way forward here. He has an effort from long range. No real challenge coming into him. half an hour of this game to go. We're still edging it on the statistics, but not convincingly, I have to say, so I'm going to make a change at this stage. Nico Hammerlane is having a quiet game, so I'm going to bring Quansah on for him. Quansah hasn't been in the most fantastic form the last few games, so we'll see what he can contribute here. The fitness and the performance of our two central defenders aren't brilliant either, but the only option we've got is another inexperienced player in David Roberts. So I'd rather not bring him on just yet if we can avoid it. So I'm going to bring Anthony Barry on. He's coming on for Jack Haddon actually. Just for a bit of fresh legs in that defensive midfield role. So about half an hour, about 20 minutes to go now. Still quite a quiet game in the second half, so I'm just going to give them a little bit of encouragement. Muldoon wins the header. O'Grady clears. Muldoon again plays it forward. Robinson now for Lincoln. Oh, that come off the post and Simpson picks it up. I'm going to drop the counter for the last 10 or so minutes. We're nearing 60% possession. It's Fifield with a throw-in. Liebird out of the wing. He drills it across. It's clear. It's Muldoon who collects it. It's a long, hopeful ball forward. It's Marwood through and goal. One-on-one. Oh, he's put it wide. That should have been a goal, you know. I'll drop us to defensive. This isn't comfortable for me to watch the last few minutes here. We don't look like we're controlling the game as well as we should do. Charlie Cooper's coming on for Andy Thano. Put him on central midfield defend role. A drop Bywater down to support. Is victory still in the balance? The last few minutes here. Simpson. Long looping goal kick forward, but Muldoon picks it up for Lincoln. Oh, good cut out by Bywater there. Fifield on the ball now. Let's see if we can retain possession. Filipov plays it forward to Liebird. Again, the defenders are backing away from him. Is he going to shoot from the outside of the area? He's worked the ball in. He has a go. And he's beaten the goalkeeper at the near post. Rowan Liebird has had an absolutely fantastic outing today for us. The defenders just backed off and off and off. And he beats his man easily and drills that into the near post. Fantastic goal from Rowan Liebird. But Lincoln aren't done yet. There's a free kick that's come in. Bywater heads it on. And that's the end of the game. Ultimately, a decent 3-1 win for us. However, we didn't look too comfortable with our lead for much of that second half. And it was that late goal from Rowan Liebird that really secured it for us. He got player of the match. A 9.1 rating for him. 2 goals and the assist. Bywater with the other goal and assists for both Bywater and Zvetan Filipov. That victory has kept the status quo at the top then. We're still 9 points clear. Tranmere have got a game in hand and they're going to be playing in the evening fixtures. They haven't played just yet. I think we're starting to look pretty decent for the promotion. There's a lot of football to be played, yes, and we need to make sure we continue to come out on top of those close games because I don't think many of our rivals are going to let up. But again, it's another season where it's going to get very congested for the playoff spots. There's only 6 points between 2nd and 8th place, so at least 3 teams are going to miss out at this stage. So a pretty decent win for us today. That's 3 victories on the bounce for us in the league. So we're only a few days away from the new year, and January is going to bring more focus onto the domestic cups. And we're only a few matches away from our fantastic fixture against champions Chelsea. And in January, we've also got a good opportunity to progress in the FA Trophy as well. But in the next episode, we're going to return for the game at home to Altrincham. And between now and then, we've got a couple of decent fixtures in the league. We have to host Wrexham, which is probably going to be the toughest of the bunch. And obviously, I expect us to be on the receiving end of an absolute battering in the FA Cup game. So we're not going to be showing that in one of the episodes. But again, that's another fixture where it's all about gate receipts and hopefully some good TV income that's going to sort our finances out for us. So thanks for watching again, guys. Do let me know in the comments if you're having as much cup draw luck as we are, having been drawn out of the hat to host Tottenham and then Chelsea in successive years for the FA Cup third round. And do subscribe for more Rise of the Moors I'll see you in the next episode. We're going to be hosting Altrincham. Until next time, cheers.